I felt it long before it happened, the familiar tightening in my chest whenever she brought up my finances, that tone that claimed ownership she had never earned. I had played this moment over in my head countless times, measuring my words, my posture, my patience. Yet no rehearsal matched reality. Her faint smirk, my father's habitual half smile that never intervened. The living room itself seemed aware of the tension, silent but heavy. It began innocuously. She leaned back, hands folded as if she owned the space, and mentioned almost casually something about my salary, what I should be saving, what family obligations I should consider. Soft words, sharp edge. My father chuckled nervously. Discomfort, deflection. I felt a surge of old resentment, the kind simmered over years of subtle judgments and unspoken hierarchies. For a moment I hesitated. Could I risk it? Challenge them without breaking the fragile family dynamic? Then the thought sharpened. Enough, not tomorrow, not later, now. I had earned my living, managed my responsibilities, carried my patience. No one, not my stepmother, not my father, would dictate the terms of my dignity. I looked my father in the eyes. One more word from your mother about my money, I said, calm, precise, and there will be no more polite conversations. I will deal with her myself, explaining her boundaries and why my money is not hers. Do you understand? Silence stretched across the room, pressing against my ribs. My father's gaze flickered, unsteady, the weight of my calm assertion shifting the ground beneath him. He opened his mouth and closed it. Words failed him, habitual defensiveness, habitual dismissal gone. Her smirk faltered, replaced by hesitation. She opened her mouth, then shut it again. The command she wielded like a baton fractured. For the first time in years, I held quiet authority, not through anger, not spectacle, but simply by claiming what was mine, the space to speak without apology and enforce boundaries. Afterward, the room settled into a different rhythm. Conversation continued, but her intrusion softened. Remarks about money became neutral. My father, cautious, offered a small nod. No words, no theatre, just acknowledgement. Power had shifted, subtle but real. Later, alone in the room, quiet wrapped around me like a slow exhale. Relief washed over me, tempered with lingering bitterness. There was no celebration, no vindictive satisfaction. The victory was internal, a reclamation of self-respect in a landscape demanding compromise. I realized asserting boundaries with someone you love, or once loved, is never consequence-free. Yet it is necessary, even if measured, muted, imperfect. I glanced at the family portrait on the mantel, taken before she arrived, before lines of authority shifted. I allowed myself a private acknowledgement of strength. The room was unchanged, neutral. But I had changed. I had claimed what was mine without spectacle, without drama. The quietest form of power, calm, controlled, unassailable. I exhaled. For the first time in years, her words no longer made me flinch.